Okay, so I don't know if this is the same dude that I'm thinking of. I remember hearing a story about a guy who put like an ad on Facebook or something saying he wanted to try some human meat. Uh-oh. And someone like took him up on his offer, and basically I guess I guess what happened was the dude showed up. Oh, that's not a door.
Sorry.
The dude showed up and they basically
You're scared of
wow,
me.
she can't crouch, can she? Oh my god.
We're trying to win.
Yeah, it's right here. Last one's right here.
Oh, he found it. The okay, so the guy sees the ad on Facebook that from the guy that wants to eat somebody, and he's like, yeah, you can eat me.
Meeting all my
And he shows up, and basically he goes in the tub or whatever, and I guess the dude started chopping off like maybe his leg or his arm or something, and the dude was like still alive in the tub while the dude started cooking up whatever he cut off from the guy, and they shared it. They shared they literally shared his human flesh. They ate it together, and it's on video because the dude did it willingly, and I guess that's what they tried to show is that oh my god, I guess that's what they tried to show is that it was willing, it wasn't like against his will, it wasn't like murder, and maybe that's how the guy got off, is like technicality, but I don't remember. I don't know if that's this story though, but that story was wild to me, especially like I think in the court they had to sit down and watch the video, and it's like, imagine watching someone willingly get eaten, like willingly get cut up, and then eat himself with you, and then is like, okay, now finish killing me. Like, what the that's so fucking weird. But yeah, I don't know if that's this one or not, but I saw this and I was like, what is this?
Thank you to Boxu for sponsoring this video. More on them later. We all eventually face our own demise, but perhaps one of the most horrifying ways to die is at the hands of another human. Student Renee Hartfelt would meet her untimely end in this fashion, and all due to the insanely dark and twisted actions of Issei Sagawa.
I don't think that's this one then.
Which unfortunately,
'cause I'm pretty sure it was a
would never
guy.
pay for.
Whoa.
Welcome back to Coffee House Crime. My name is Adrian, and in this video we're diving into the case of Issei Sagawa. And honestly folks, this has to be one of the most disturbing cases I've ever covered from Japan. By the way, I post solved, unsolved and strange cases here on a weekly basis.
Probably
so
out
if
of
that sounds
stamina.
like your kind of thing, please consider subscribing to Coffee House Crime. So please, pull up a seat, grab a coffee and sit back. This is the case of Issei Sagawa.
Oh shit, run, brother.
Although our case eventually takes us to France, we begin
Whoa,
the story
that dude get
in
bashed
Kobe,
through in one hit?
located in the Hyogo Prefecture of Japan. Found 300 miles west of Japan's
Mammy
capital,
bitch.
Tokyo, Hyogo is found towards the end of Honshu's southwestern flank. Scratching the surface, Hyogo is known for Himeji Castle and its wide range of onsen resorts and towns. But there's much more to Hyogo than meets the eye. Its capital, Kobe,
Where did this dude
contains
go?
one of Japan's largest seaports. And the prefecture of Hyogo is very affluent when it comes to academia, with multiple research institutes such as Riken and Spring 8. And when it comes to food, there is a lot to feast your eyes on. The undisputed champion of food in Hyogo Prefecture is Kobe.
You know what I noticed with this guy, Coffee House Crimes? He always starts his videos with like, the story takes place in, and then he just goes on a whole like 3-minute spiel on, I don't need medicine. Basically like he just starts talking about the location and its foods and tourist attractions and shit. I just noticed that. Well, I didn't just notice it. But that's something I noticed on his videos. I just wanted to point it out.
Beef. And close behind are several local favorites.
He'll be like talking about a murder in like Jersey or something, and then he'll be like, today our story takes place in Jersey, known for its incredible hot dogs and real TV show. I forget what it was called. MTV Real, oh fuck, Real World. Is that what it was called? Real World? Not the. I'm not thinking about the Jersey Shore. I mean, that's the one I was thinking about, but I was trying to think of the other world, the real world. That was what it was called. Dave Chappelle did a whole skit on it. Is there film in here? Oh, I gotta take it out of here, huh? Or did we put it in here? Oh my god.
Such as a kashiyaki, ikaro no kubini, and a local comfort, the Floppy Moist pastry named Sweet Melody. While we're on the topic of Japanese food, I'd love to take a moment to share a very special package sent by my friends over at Boxu. Honestly, I am super excited to talk about this. So, what exactly is Boxu? It's a monthly subscription service that delivers premium Japanese snacks and tea pairings straight from Japan to your door. And every month, Boxu features a new theme, providing a unique gourmet journey through Japan. The first Boxu you will receive is called Seasons of Japan. It's curated by their snack experts to bring you a taste of Japan's 4 seasons. And of course, a taste of what a year of Boxu would be like.
Oh shit,
this
grab
month's
it.
theme is
Or
Boxu
grab
Tanjobi, as Boxu are now celebrating 6 years in business. Happy birthday, Boxu. Each Boxu is packed with many interesting snacks, and it comes with a booklet that tells you all about where the snacks came from, details on all the flavours, and a few Japanese words and phrases too. Boxu partners with many local family snack makers, many of which have been around for over 100 years. And this ensures that you get genuine and authentic selections. But seriously folks, Japanese snacks are another league of their own, and Boxu captures this notion perfectly. And having access to real authentic Japanese mochi is a real treat to me. This month even has a pastry from Hyogo Prefecture, which if you ask me, goes perfect with coffee. So if you want to try some awesome Japanese snacks and support my channel, click the link in the description below and use my code COFFEE to get $15 on your next Boxu order. And thank you Boxu for sponsoring today's video. And back to the story at hand. It's near the city of Kobe that Issei Sagawa was born. Born on April 26, 1949, he arrived on planet Earth only 4 years after World War II. But despite being born into a country that was deeply injured, exhausted, and financially poor, Issei would experience quite the opposite. He had a great childhood, which for the most part was relatively carefree. Not only did his parents love him dearly, but the family was also extremely wealthy. His father, Akira Sagawa, was the president of Kurita Water Industries, a company that nowadays has over 5,000 employees and a 200 billion yen revenue. And his grandfather happened to be a successful editor for the Asahi Shimbun, one of Japan's largest newspaper publishers. Surrounded by farms and nature, Issei experienced the simple yet peaceful way of life. But unfortunately, this didn't come without its own myriad of problems. Issei was born extremely prematurely, so much that medical professionals didn't think he had a chance to survive.
Oh shit!
And to add to this, he also immediately developed enteritis.
Oh fuck!
As a result, he was short, frail, and even partially stunted, something that would carry on with him into adulthood. Issei was a very peculiar child. In first grade, he became fascinated by girls and other boys, but not in the way that you can normally imagine. It was around this time that Issei began to fantasize about eating the thighs of his classmates, amongst other various parts.
It's like, yo, that girl's thighs look good.
Ability to play sports well,
I mean,
found a deep interest in reading and literature. And not only was this interest approved by both of his parents, but it would also serve him well when it came to academics.
I won't talk about it.
Moving into his young adulthood, he attended Wako University, before moving on to Kwansei Gakuen University to obtain a master's degree in English literature. And as he aged, Issei developed a curious fascination with foreign women. This was all despite his short and frail frame. At the age of 24, and while attending his academic course at Wako University, he noticed a Western woman walk by.
The way they run.
She was tall, blonde, and German, and a reoccurring detail, but he was particularly drawn to her thighs.
Everyone's literally going the opposite
One
way.
other notable detail, but she also seemed to live in the same apartment as his grandmother. This intrigued Issei. He knew the apartment complex very well. It was under this realization that Issei decided to break into her apartment. He would be able to escape relatively easily with thanks to his local knowledge, which was a necessary part to his plan, as the intention was to kill her and run away with some of her flesh.
What the fuck?
So,
He just wanted her fucking thighs, bro. That's so weird. What a strange,
However,
like...
his plans were thwarted.
What? That's so weird to me, though, like... Specifically her thighs? I'm assuming the only reason they know this is because he probably, like, said it in court, right? It was like, yo, when I was younger, I just started thinking about eating thighs. But I wonder what goes through his brain. Like, is his brain wired like that? Or does he see it and it's just like...
You guys ready for penis?
Yeah, always ready, man. What do you mean?
Oh yeah, I forgot about this. I'm gonna try to look away. I don't know if YouTube notices that shit, but yeah, there's dick right there. Dude is mad naked, and then we gotta saw his legs off.
Hey, go find the keys.
But
Help me out here.
yeah, I wonder what makes travels. Oh fuck, I'm ducking, bro. I wonder what travels through someone's brain to tell him like, hey, cut them thighs off and eat them, cook them up. I wonder if he actually wants to cook them up or if it's just raw.
And after accidentally waking her up, she screamed before she pushed him to the ground.
Can you help
Following
me?
these actions, Issei Saga was arrested by police before being charged with attempted sexual assault. And unknown to them, he didn't reveal his true intentions to authorities.
He wasn't trying to have sex
Lucky
with her,
for
he was
Issei,
just trying to
but with
eat
a family
her.
with never-ending pockets
Ew.
of money, his father paid a settlement grant to the victim in return for Issei's charges being dropped. And as a result, his criminal record remained clean. The altercation caused distress and anger within Issei's immediate family. However, the cost for his actions wouldn't fall much further than a simple slap on the wrist. And this in time would lead to terrible consequences. On April the 26th, 1977, which just happened to be his birthday, Issei left Tokyo on a flight to Paris, France. The move was academic, as while here, he wanted to complete a PhD in French literature at Sorbonne University.
Yeah,
At
dude,
least
a
to the
crazy
Japanese population,
person
Paris is one of the most desired travel destinations.
that wants to be a doctor. How
only
weird
being
is
beaten
that?
by Hawaii. In fact, Japanese citizens typically idolize Paris so much that it can never live up to its name. There is even a psychiatric condition named after this, called Paris Syndrome, where many individuals exhibit a great sense of disappointment once they eventually do visit Paris. To put it short, Paris often fails to live up to Japanese expectations.
Oh shit, don't do
Nevertheless,
nothing.
Paris is an iconic city, and it's internationally recognized for its historic museums, beautiful architecture, bustling streets, and of course, the Eiffel Tower. And it's here, in the capital of France,
No,
that Issei
don't hit
Saga
me.
met Renee Harteveld.
You.
Originally from Holland, Renee was a Dutch student who had moved to Paris so she could learn French literature at Sorbonne University. Renee was an attractive woman, and standing at 5'10", she was almost 1 foot taller when compared to Issei. She
Damn,
had
that's
an interest in
embarrassing.
poetry,
No, I'm kidding.
and likely a contributing factor to studying in Paris,
14.
but she was described as being a romantic at heart. With an infectious personality carefully placed behind her soft, contrasting eyes, she was well liked amongst her peers. Through their academic studies, Issei and Renee would slowly turn from classmates into casual friends. And
Did he
although
get
they
it?
would occasionally meet for coffee and help each other with lecture notes, there was nothing
Oh
more.
fuck.
Now, eventually, Issei earned Renee's trust. The two began to have dinner together in their own homes while revising for their exams. And as this friendship with the beautiful Western woman blossomed, Issei was finding it more and more difficult to control his dark fantasies. At
What a
least in his own
weirdo,
mind,
bro.
he had long established that eventually he would
Oh,
have
hold up. I think this one he goes to her house, right? And then while she's like, or maybe he invites her over, and then he goes and grabs a 22 from the other room and comes behind her while she's like on the couch or something, and fucking old yellows her. Is that this one?
to give in to his desires and kill someone, and he'd been making gradual efforts for quite some time. While residing in Paris, Issei
think I'm
started to
supposed
bring
to unlock
sex workers
it.
home to his apartment very often, and although he planned to shoot them so he could eat them, he'd always freeze up and fail to pull the trigger. Whether moving to a European city for his education was a conscious decision to fulfill his desires, or simply to accentuate them, we don't know. But it seems that the answer is both. On June 11th, 1981, Issei invited Renee over to his apartment for dinner. Wanting to do well in her studies, she agreed to do some additional work with him. Apparently, she had missed an optional assignment in translating poetry. But of course, Issei was there to help. This was their second evening in a row together.
Sorry,
and much
guy.
like the first one, this evening was rather uneventful. But unfortunately, it wouldn't remain that way, as Issei had plans. Issei really liked Renee, but not in the conventional or orthodox
I'm sorry,
way.
guy.
He found her to be beautiful, and he admired her good health. And sickeningly, he believed that by consuming her, he would absorb her energy, something which in return would provide him good health and beauty. As Renee began to work at the desk located in his living room, Issei prepared to retrieve something, all under the guise of cooking up dinner. With her back to the room, views of apartment buildings across the Parisian street complemented a cool breeze flowing through the window. And with that said, she began to translate poetry out of the book. That's when Issei silently crept up
Is there no way
behind
out of
her,
this room?
and unbeknownst to
Crouch
Renee,
under this little
he
hole.
had a rifle. Without her having any clue as to what was going on, Issei drew his rifle, aimed it at the back of her head, and
Yep.
pulled the trigger. As
I
a
don't,
result of his actions, he fainted immediately. After regaining consciousness,
I don't
he made the
remember where I
decision to
heard this
carry on
story.
with his
Maybe
plan.
Mr. Ballin.
And briefly speaking of the details, but Issei used Renee's body for other means, before
Oh,
eventually cutting
no.
up and consuming multiple parts of her body.
He really
He
did
then
that.
refrigerated several more parts before initiating his cover-up plan. Needless to say, the man was insane.
Why
but
would
he had
you-
to be creative
I don't
in order to
understand-
discreetly
I don't understand why people would do that shit. Like, especially, well, I mean, that was in 90s, like 77 or something, right? He said. I was gonna say, I don't understand why people would do that, especially knowing. Bitch. Especially knowing, like, DNA analysis and shit exists. Fuck off, bitch.
It's the guy with the fucking.
Fuck off. Oh shit, I missed. I hit his hand.
He has night vision? I didn't even know that.
I'm pretty sure in 77 they had
Oh shit, speaking of night vision, I have none. I can barely see.
they had DNA tests, didn't they?
Oh shit, I can't see. Can't see.
Why would you risk that though? Like, why do that?
remove Renee's body without being caught.
You could literally
After
do
all, he
that
was
to
in the
your
middle of an
hand
extremely busy
and
city,
never get in
Quite
trouble.
identifiable by nature and logistically ill-equipped.
And I am good.
Issei was smart in his own way, but logistically speaking, he wasn't ready for this. The problem is, with Paris being so hot in the middle of June, he had to remove the body before it became noticeable. He therefore decided to buy 2 large travel bags,
Oh, I
and
need
2 days
fuel.
after murdering Renee, he put her body inside these bags before hailing for a taxi. Located towards the western flank of Paris lies a park named Bois de Boulogne, and within this park
Need
are several
fuel.
lakes. Issei often visited Bois de Boulogne to walk, study and relax, and being relatively familiar with the place, he decided to get rid of Renee's body.
Oh,
by
fuck,
simply
I didn't mean to do
abandoning
that.
the lake. As expected, his taxi driver arrived at 8 PM. And with Issei being too frail and weak, his driver picked his bags off the ground and put them into the boot of his car. They were extremely heavy, and
Fuck.
with twisted irony, his cab driver even joked, asking if there was a human body inside it. Issei awkwardly laughed, explaining it was books. It seemed as if Issei had miscalculated his plan, because although it was 8 PM, Paris was still drenched with daylight. This was a problem. With the sun
Since you didn't close the door.
into the park, he had no way to discreetly get rid of Renee's body.
Oh, cool.
And rather than head back to his apartment, he accepted the fair price and got out of the taxi with his travel bags. And
What the
needless to
fuck?
say, many French citizens spotted him walking around the park.
No, goddammit.
To
With
add
the
to his
body on
plans,
him?
Issei seemed to become easily distracted. He took a few moments to take in the summer sunset. In this process, he left his bags unattended several feet behind him. And when he eventually turned around, he saw a man poking at the suitcase.
Ooh, got him.
Is this yours? The stranger asked. In which Issei replied with, no. Moments later, the puzzled man opened one of the bags. A woman behind him
They didn't do
began to
shit.
scream just seconds later. Issei calmly walked away as a shocked crowd began to form around the suitcase. His opportunity to dispose of Renee's body had failed. And now the question on if he would ever
Oh,
get
fuck,
caught
we didn't crank
began
it, did
to
we?
fill his mind. His concerns wouldn't last very long, as only 4 days later, French authorities raided his property and formally charged him with the murder of Renee Hartfeld.
Yeah.
Contrary to how you'd
You
imagine
really
him
thought.
to react, Issei was actually relieved to have been caught. At least now, in his mind,
Oh, yeah, he got
he'd be
away
able
with
to
it,
talk to
right.
someone about his desires. And when officers questioned him, his answer was simple.
Let me guess, they're
and
gonna say some.
emotionless,
He's on crazy.
saying, I killed
some
her
crazy
so I
shit.
could eat her flesh. As expected with cases including foreigners, a long and bespoke legal process followed. After murdering Renee and even admitting to his crimes, Issei was held for 2 years for his trial. And again, lucky for him, his wealthy father threw a lot of money into a good lawyer for his defense. But this trial would never entirely come his way, as eventually, Issei Sago was found to be legally insane and unfit to stand trial. And instead, the judge ordered him to be indefinitely held in a French mental institution. But this was only the beginning to a series of disappointing events. You see, considering the nature and accidental publicity of his crime, the story of Issei Sagawa caught a lot of attention within French media. And once the public heard he would indefinitely stay within their mental institutions, they were enraged. The French public
Fucking-
didn't want to waste their hard-earned money or taxes on this man.
Dude, but what if someone is like, what if someone's like Michael Myers, you know, just straight up slaughtering everyone, bro, but they're just crazy. You keep them in a mental institution? Oh, or do you like, oops, sorry. Do you keep them in a mental institution, or do you fucking, you know? Oh, we gotta get, oh my god, dude, we gotta get this fool out of here first.
And following a national outcry to deport him, the government complied.
Here it is.
Issei was therefore deported back to Japan.
It says you can't do it
All
with
of this
enemies.
sounds fair enough, but since he was found legally unfit to stand trial in the French judicial system,
Yeah, take him
his
away.
murder charges were dropped. And since they were dropped, all court documentation which held information of his crimes were both sealed, and therefore not legally allowed to
And
be
now you gotta
released to
lose
foreign
them and get back
authorities, including
What?
Japan. Unfortunately, this backed Japan's own judicial system into a corner, and since Japanese authorities had no robust case against Issei Sagawa, they had no choice but to let him walk free. Granted, he was
Dude, that's that. Like, imagine the family of those people that this kind of shit happens to, where they get to walk free when they have all the evidence. They just don't have the proper paperwork or whatever the fuck. Like, they get off on some like technicality. That's some bullshit, bro. He literally admitted to it too.
was checked into the Matsuzawa Psychiatric Hospital located in Tokyo, where he was then diagnosed with a personality disorder. But on August
Oh, he was
12th,
actually fucked.
1986, Issei Sagawa
But see, that also kind of sucks though, right? Because what if they really are just kind of fucked and just have like something slightly wrong with them? It's kind of like, damn, the whole of them gotta suffer just because that one part of them is like genuinely fucked up because of something that happened during birth or something. It's weird when it comes to mental. But then again, I mean, dude, how's a perfect brain supposed to look? How's a perfect human specimen supposed to look and think, you know? There is nothing, like, we don't know.
was checked out of this hospital without any.
People used to sacrifice people
And, can
for
you
fucking
believe it?
rain.
He has been free ever since.
Children should be seen.
Issei
War
Sagawa
leaders like
and free to walk the
eat
streets of Tokyo
hearts of their
36
enemies
long
for good
years.
luck.
And in that time, a lot has changed.
For them, it works.
Probably one of the only satisfying results of being allowed to walk.
Technically, for them, it works because they just like they eat a heart and then they're still alive afterwards. Not all of them, but ones that do make it, then they're like, oh, maybe I gotta eat the next heart too. Where the hell is this medicine? Oh, there it is. Give me it. But yeah, I don't know, man. Mental. No.
Yeah, we got him.
Oops. I have no idea what this guy was saying. How the fuck do I get out of here?
You couldn't.
Alright.
My little lambs.
Oh.
We are going to get you clean.
I tried to close
They
it.
think they're clever.
You better get here.
I'm trying.
Oh, where did that little darling go?
What the fuck? Okay.
Get out, get out, get out.
Oh shit.
I'm up, you dead here.
Where's the last one? Are they all there? Yeah.
Get out, get out, get out.
But with a murderous history and being declared as insane, Issei found it extremely hard to
Nice.
find any employment. And with no job came no
I did
income.
absolutely nothing. I'd like
But
to
as his
say.
professional ambitions
I didn't do
ground to a
shit
halt,
either,
his
dude.
public image would take a new direction. And soon enough, Japanese media
I'm pretty
became
sure this dude
interested
wrote a
in him.
book.
Japanese
Pretty sure
culture
this dude
can often
wrote a
be seen
book
as
about it,
strange
too.
when compared to Western standards.
it wasn't him,
And this part of the
supposedly.
story is certainly no different.
All those-
Issei's first opportunity of work arose when a
It was
Japanese
hard,
publisher
it was
asked
a
him if he could
screen.
write an article about his crimes. 'Crimes. And in return, they offered him the equivalent of $20,000 US. This gave Issei an idea. He was already well versed in the world of writing and literature. So why not?
Basically, he
write a book?
pulled a OJ, bro.
With this notion, he began to work on various essays, novels, and articles, making a name and an income over. his own
Didn't
heinous
OJ write a book
crimes.
that's like, did I?
He would eventually create.
Did
more
I
than
do
20
it or
books
something like
himself
that?
And various publishers. He illustrated and sold portraits of beautiful women, and he would even go on to make Lolita manga for a publisher, which in this instance was a sexual comic based off of his murder of Renee Hartwell.
That's
Issei
so
became even
weird.
more of a media spectacle after this. As time moved on, public sensitivity around his crimes dulled. He
Someone
was
took
given
that
the
photo
opportunity
of
to
him,
work
you
with
know?
various video producers,
And this
which
one.
led to several videos being published.
I mean, he
including
is a
videos
person of
performing
interest, I
badly in
guess.
sports,
What were you doing?
playing
Taking a
wolf in
poo?
Little Red Riding Hood, and even eating
Stop.
chicken under the impression of being a
It's
cannibal.
an inside joke.
One of his most disturbing jobs came when he
Sorry.
agreed to co-lead in an
I just
adult
had a long
film,
day with children.
if you
Leave me
understand
alone.
what I mean. The caveat to this was that he would only reveal that he was a murderer after he had sex with a woman,
What?
which surely would have caused some psychological scarring. Moving on to the more concerning elements of this story, and you've probably guessed it by now, but it ultimately appears that Issei has never learned his lesson. In fact, even to this day, he admits that he still has the urge to eat other women. In the years
Oh
after
yeah, he's.
returning to
Oh no
Japan,
no no
he
no
often stole money
Wait
from his
wait.
parents.
I don't know if this guy's about to say it, but I'm pretty sure this dude. Maybe it was the other guy. One of the dudes that ate the person and got away with it. He said, "I'm gonna do it again before I die." I want to say it might be
Where did
this
you
guy.
go?
He said, "I am going to eat someone else before I die."
In order to chase and pay women for their time. And although some clocked on to who he was, not all of them did.
I can hear
The
you
lack
'cause
of
we're in a
punishment
voice
and
chat.
penalty
Yeah.
for this man's actions is
Oh.
honestly mind-blowing. He has
Right.
since spent many decades in his own home with his own comforts. His home is also filled with photos of his
Rude.
victim and the crime scene he once created, which, if you ask me, is one of the most apathetic actions a human could do. In the more recent years, Issei Sagwa claims to have graduated from Western women, and instead, he now apparently finds interest in Japanese women, specifically from the southern island of Okinawa. Time and time again, he has highlighted his concerns of one day killing another woman, but with no official court documentation ever being released from French authorities, Japanese authorities have no legal standing to arrest the man.
What
He
the
remains
fuck?
free to this very day. To add to his strangeness, Issei now also feels the urge to be killed and eaten.
No.
And of course, he's highlighted many times that he'd prefer to be a victim to a beautiful cannibalistic woman.
What the
His
fuck?
philosophy, but this is the only thing that can truly save him from what he refers to as the beast, which currently remains dormant inside him. Although it's
the
terrifying that Issei Sagwa is technically allowed to roam the streets of Tokyo and beyond, in more recent years he has suffered several illnesses and injuries, which in return have resulted in permanent damage to his nervous system. He now lives
Oh,
alone
no.
and requires assistance almost daily, which means you likely have nothing to fear when it comes to bumping into Issei Sagwa. It seems that, no matter your innocence or punishment, time will slowly erode you away regardless. You know, it's very disturbing to see Issei get away with his actions. And not that he ever will, but even if he were to be punished now in his
Oh,
old age, he
fuck.
still managed to get a good 36 years of freedom. And
That's
all in the meanwhile,
fucked up.
Renee never managed to experience the entirety of her life. Honestly, I wish I could share more information about her, but with her death happening more than 10
Oh,
years
no.
before I was born, there's barely any information available. I've seen this a few times in the cases that I've covered, but it seems that the legal technicalities around extradition and
he
international
got it.
justice need to be strengthened. Issei Sagwa
I will
quite
beat
literally
this
got away
guy,
with
bro.
murder. And so concludes the case of Issei
Fuck.
Sagwa and, sadly, of Renee Hartwell. Thank you so much for being here with me in this video. I hope you found this case interesting, or at the very least insightful.
This dude only ever
If you did,
arm
then
wrestles
please
in
stick
this
around,
game.
And I'll see you again real soon in the next video. And thank you so much to Boxu for
That's all he
sponsoring today's
does
video.
is play arm
Getting
wrestle
a
in
new
this
Boxu in the
game.
mail is honestly one of my favourite things. I'll leave a link if you'd like to try it out. Just use my code COFFEE.
Fuck.
I can quite literally feel my voice fading as I speak, folks, so I'm going to wrap it up here. As always, please share your thoughts in the comment section down below. And until I see you again next time, please remember to look after each other.
What a fucking weirdo, bro. Yeah, no, he literally said he was gonna eat someone else, dude. That's fucking weird.
Bois de Boulogne. Bois de Boulogne. Bois de Boulogne. Bois de Boulogne. Located to the western flank of Paris lies a park named Bois...
Bois la Patogne. Wait, how was he saying it?
November 2.
Oops. But literally, imagine being so weird. Not only do you eat someone and get away with it and then say, I'm going to eat someone else, but you want to be eaten too? What? That's so weird. I heard that human flesh tastes like chicken or not. What the fuck? Like pork, because pigs eat everything and humans eat everything. So it's kind of like, and that's why some religions think it's gross to eat pig, because they eat like everything. That's so weird though. It's fucking weird, bro. Like, not only just wanting to eat someone else. I mean, you already got away with it. Why is it that important to want to taste them again? Like, I mean, even if I had like alligator meat or something, you know? And I thought, oh, that shit was so good. But I knew like it's 100% illegal, and if I knew like alligators were smart like dogs or something, like, or like smarter like fucking gorillas or dolphins or something, if I knew that, I wouldn't be like, yeah, I'm gonna eat another one, bro, just because it was so good. It'd be like, if for some fucking reason I was already crazy enough to try it, or to like kill a dolphin or something and eat it, I'd be like, okay, that was good, worth it, but I had it, you know? Like, I don't know. Why do it again when you already know how much came with the first time, bro? And you ended a human life. Like, that girl was fucking, she thought you were chill, and you just straight up like, so weird. And he was all emotionless about it. I mean, they're just wired different, dude. Some people just, and I mean, it's not just that. People are fucking crazy, dude. There was just a video of a girl. I guess she's just a streamer. I've never heard of her, but a dude showed up. A dude drove like 700 miles is what I heard. I don't know if that's true. He drove like 700 miles, which, I mean, I don't know if you realize, but that's like probably like 18 fucking hours of driving. And just to get there and set her car on fire. Like, what the fuck? First of all, if you are like obsessed with her and in love with her, how the hell is setting her car on fire gonna make her like you in any way? It's not like you came and saved the day. It's not like what, are you gonna show up and be like, hey baby, you need a ride? And then she's like, what are the odds, dude? You must have been sent from fucking God herself. I don't know what the hell goes on through these people's mind, like these stalkers on Twitch, and not just Twitch, but on everything. Like, I don't know, bro. Some people are just insane. And you try to understand them, which is why like people watch these Murderous Minds and shit. It's because it's like taboo. You try to understand it. You're trying to understand something that you cannot understand. It's like trying to perceive the fourth dimension, you know? Someone can explain it to you as much as you want, and if it fascinates you, you're gonna want to learn. You're gonna keep, but you're never gonna know. You're never gonna know. It's like heaven too. Everyone want to explain what happens whenever you die, but nobody knows. So you can think as much as you want. You can believe whatever you want, as hard as you want, but nobody will ever know, because it's just out of our comprehension. But that curiosity is what keeps us like hooked, I guess. Oh no, that's strange though. Some people do this. Some people want some other weird shit, like they just want to be tied up and fucking humiliated. Some people, have you ever heard of pay pigs? They literally like just giving their money to I wonder if there's any female pay pigs. I highly doubt it. I'm pretty sure it's just men. But basically, they like getting insulted just to give their money away to these pretty girls. Like, they want to give these pretty girls their money, and they want these pretty girls to be like, thanks, you fucking loser. Now, if you don't give me twice the amount next week, then I understand why your fucking mom abandoned you when you were 3. And it's like, that's the type of shit that they get off on. They be fucking jerking it to that shit. And even if they don't jerk it to that shit, they still be giving them the money. Like, and I'm saying like more than, like, sometimes they will like their financial situation ain't even Look at this. I told you this motherfucker does nothing but play this fucking. This is all he does. But yeah, man. Sometimes they won't even be in a financially stable situation, and they'll still be giving up their money. I just heard of another story. I might have to look it up. But a dude was so obsessed with like this OnlyFans girl, or I don't even know if she was OnlyFans. Maybe she was just an Instagram girl or some kind of influencer. Pretty sure she's probably like OnlyFans or something though. The dude slaughtered his entire family, his wife and kids, just so that he can keep donating money to her. At least that's what the like title said about it. Look at this dude. He literally sits there waiting to play this. That's crazy to me. Fucking Thermorn. Anyway, yeah, what a weird situation. That dude is weird. And he got away with it too. And he's even openly saying he's gonna do it again, and they're just like, don't let us catch you. Because if we do, we might have to let you go again, and people are gonna be upset again.